Christ. Since I've been here, I came on board about 7 years ago. We started off with about 15 voices. In that time period, we have grown into roughly around 40 choir members, and just ministering in such a great way. Just a great group of individuals. I've seen God do great things through this group over the years. A lot of great people have come on board with us, and I'm telling you, it's just been a great experience.
I am Marcus Shaw, the other minister of music here at Greater Emmanuel Temple, and I am over the young adult choir. A couple of years ago, our pastor had a vision of creating 6 choirs, and we have reached our goal in our music ministry. The young adult choir being one of the outreach choirs of our ministry, we engraft and invite people from the community to come and worship with us. Those who don't have an outlet, come on and worship with us. We rehearse every Thursday at 7 p.m. And we like to pull people in, give them something to do, give them a place to worship, and we like to give back to the community.
I'm Jeff Stirrup, and I'm one of the directors here at Greater Emmanuel Temple for the Young Adult Choir. We also have a name, it's called Perfected Praise. So the future for the Young Adult Choir is, obviously, we want our choir to be bigger than what it is right now. We have a great number of singers. They're phenomenal. We have a great time in rehearsals. They enjoy singing. They enjoy ministering. Anytime we have an opportunity to minister, they enjoy it. It's never a strain. Also, another endeavor in the future is Pastor would like for us to record at some point in time. So we're looking forward to that. Amen.
Amen. I believe that as a pastor extending his reach and making his presence known in the community, I believe us as an extension of our pastor and his vision, our mission, and our future is the community, is in fact the community. As he reaches out, we must do the same and make the message of our Lord known to everybody through song. Because sometimes a song can reach you, whereas sometimes the word can't.
As our church grows, our music ministry will grow as well. And when I look at our choir on Sunday, I see the numbers, but I see at least 80 to 100 personnel singing in the choir. And we will be like a force to be reckoned with. We have a bright future, and we are going to impact the people of God, the kingdom of God, every time we open our mouths. And right now, we are running about 40 to 50 people per Sunday in our choir. But as our church is growing, our choir will begin to grow, and our ministry will become greater and greater and greater.
here at Greater Emmanuel Temple, we have a host of choirs in which you can participate. We have a great children's choir, we have a great youth choir, we have an awesome young adult choir, we have a great mass choir. Also, recently formed our senior choir. Yeah. We have a wonderful senior choir. We also have our men's and women's chorus in which you can participate. So, whatever your flavor is, we have it.
So if you're interested in joining one of our services, you are more than welcome to come here at 1225 North King Street. We have service at 9 o'clock, and we have service at 11 o'clock. Also, if you want to join us in Suffolk, you can also come over at 4165 Prudent in Suffolk, Virginia. We also have rehearsals here. Young Adult is on every Thursday at 7 o'clock, ages between 18 and 40. We have mass choir rehearsal on Saturday at 10:30. Please come out. We'd love to have you lend your voices with us. Follow us on Facebook at GETCOGIC, also on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to also follow us on our website, is www.getcogic.org. Amen. Follow us.
As Levites, how important it is for you to be prepared for ministry. It is crucial that you are important. It's a mandate that you perfect your gifts as much as possible. And not just perfect your gifts, but know your purpose. You just don't get up. For instance, if you have a job, you don't go out and grab a jackhammer and just start doing work in the middle of the street. You have to know what you're doing with that piece of equipment. And your voice is an instrument, it's a tool that should be utilized for the kingdom specifically and to edify people so that God can be glorified. So if you're not in a place for ministry, when you come in on Sunday morning, you won't be effective. If your skills or your talent isn't up to par, then you will not be effective. It's time out for people trying to just get the microphone and just open their mouth and just make a noise. It's joyful. We're all going to smile at some point, but it has to be effective to where someone will be delivered, set free. That's how important it is as a Levite.
My point of reference has always been, of course, as we do whatever we do in ministry, we always have to point back to the Word. And I look at the Levites in the Bible; they were set apart from birth, set apart from everyone else. And I think, and that sticks out the most to me, because if you call yourself ministers unto the Lord, you have to be set apart. You can't go with what the crowd is doing. You can't say what the crowd is saying. You have to be called out and sold out for the Lord, because the Levites, what did they do? They were in the face of God at all times. And so as Levites, it's very important spiritually to seek the face of the Lord at all times.
state of choir music today, I do believe that it is making a comeback, honestly. So we're getting, well, we went into the era of the whole CCM type, you know, the singing in the 3 singers, 4 or 5 singers. But, you know, now it's all about, you know, we're going back to how it was, you know, in the 90s, really, where, you know, Hezekiah Walker and Thomas Whitfields and Ricky Dillards, and, you know, just having that full sound, I mean, full choir ropes and all. And I love the sound of choir music. It's, you know, very full, very sound. I crank it every time, well, not every time in the car, but I crank it a lot, you know. And just remember getting dressed for church and hearing Bobby Jones, you know, just that whole feel. Like, I would intentionally get dressed early so I can watch the whole Bobby Jones hour, because I knew some bomb choir was gonna be up there, and I'll be up there like, ah! You know what I mean? Like, so just that feeling now is back, you know. So yeah, it's definitely making a comeback.
I remember growing up as a kid. I just remember the feeling I got hearing a good choir sing. You know, growing up, my mother always had, you know, she was always going to the concerts, and she always had either me or my brother or my sister in tow, and I just remember the sound of just the feeling it got me hearing a great sound from a great sounding choir. You know, back in the days of Brother Corey Taylor and Voices of Praise, and growing up listening to Chris Thomas and New Community and Peggy Britton, Philharmonic. It's just a great sound. Just the great sound that came from this area alone. You know, and I think that feeling is coming back. You know what I'm saying? People love that. People don't forget that feeling they hear from a good sounding choir, and that feeling is coming back. So, you know, to echo Brother Jeff, I mean, it is definitely.
It's not just choir music coming back, but it's church choirs coming back. Church choirs are back in effect. And I remember as a kid showing up late to church, of course, and coming through the parking lot and hearing the church choir singing as a kid, and like rushing in there because I wanted to hear the choir sing and get the full effect of the Sunday morning worship experience with the choir. And even going to choir rehearsal with my mom and just sitting in the back, just being a knucklehead. I mean, but I learned so much about choir music and what it takes to build a good church choir. And that's why we are all here today, because we've seen stuff, we've learned stuff from life experiences, and people have taught us, and we you know what I'm saying, we just, you know what I'm saying, you can edit that, you know what I'm saying? Well, as a minister of music, it is very important for you to be in sync with your pastor's heartbeat. For instance, you may have a list of songs that you want to sing on a Sunday, and the pastor may come in with something else in mind. But you have to be real sensitive and pick him up in the spirit, because where he's trying to go, where his message is trying to go, he may not want the hand clap or foot stomping type of service, but he may have that type of sober message to really cause you and compel you to really think about your walk with Christ. But noise over the word is kind of like, it's a battle. So it's really important that you stay in sync with what your pastor is trying to do for that day. And not just that day, but throughout the week. You have to consider in the Bible where it talks about David, how David, when he played his instrument, how it soothed the king's heart. Like, you don't know what kind of stress your pastor's going through that day or throughout that week. But when he hears the right music, it can assist him and make his preaching easy, and the people will be delivered and set free. It's okay for you as a minister of music to call your pastor and say, "Hey, pastor, how are you doing? Is there anything I can do for you today? Can I assist you with anything?" Even as a Levite coming into the house of God and cleaning the church, that's where the anointing comes from. Doing the yard work, that's where the anointing. I'm serious. I'm serious.
don'ts for having a successful choir, I guess you could say. I know just by running the young adult choir, one, I hate when people are late. I just don't be late. I can't be late, because if I'm late, then I can't expect you to be on time. I need you to have the music familiarized already, so I'm not doing too much, teaching part by part, note by note. And it's just good to have a good time. Like, we're coming to minister on Sunday, but yet you want to enjoy what you're doing authentically. It shouldn't be forced. Nothing should be a hassle. We come to have a good time genuinely, and because we love God and we love our church. That's what we do.
Do's and don'ts. So from my personal experience, one thing as a choir director shouldn't do is come to choir rehearsal ill-prepared. It is the most humbling and embarrassing experience that I've ever experienced, especially when you have a group of people that are looking up to you for direction, and you're just like, so it doesn't make you look good, it doesn't make your leader who assigned you to that position look good, nor does it make Christ look good. As a choir member, a don't that you shouldn't do, that makes any sense, you should not disrespect your leader. So if a pastor or your leader assigned a choir director or minister of music to that specific choir that you're in, have respect for that person. If they tell you to do something, you do it. If they tell you, hey, this is what we're about to sing, if you don't like it, guess what? You still have to sing the song. Because somebody's life may be dependent on you. And by you being disobedient, you never know. Somebody may be on the verge of committing suicide. And the way you delivered that song on that Sunday did not impact them in any kind of way, shape, or form. So it's very important that we do what we're supposed to do, and we don't do what we're not supposed to do.
Well, we'd like to thank One Talks for coming through and featuring us in this latest edition of One Talks Choirs. I really appreciate it. Thank you. It was indeed a fun experience. We got to give it up to our pastor, Pastor Michael, for entrusting us with this music department. We take it out that way. It's been quite an experience. It's been a growing experience. And to the people that we serve, the great choir that we serve, we really appreciate them. They work so hard with preparing for music, preparing for worship. And they could be, I always say, they could be anywhere else, but we thank them for participating. And as far as the great guys that we have over here in this band, our musical director, Brother Zach Jones, and the guys, there's a great group of guys who come in and work, rehearsing the wee hours of the night. Whatever song we give them, they work at it, and I tell you, I really appreciate their hard work.